Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. If you're new, hello, welcome. I am going to be doing a get ready with me and a little bit of a life update. I've never really done one of these before and I've been doing YouTube for quite a while, so I thought it was about time. This video is going to be like my literal everyday makeup routine. Well, on the days I wear makeup, because I haven't worn makeup in almost 2 weeks and it's been glorious. So as per usual, I've primed my face with my Glossier moisturizer. I do this off camera now because when I apply this, I really work it into the skin like quite vigorously and it makes my face very red, and then I have a lot of concerned feedback, so I tend to just do it off camera. So I've already done that, and now I'm going to apply this Benefit foundation. This is discontinued, so I'm just trying to go through this. When I don't use this, I do use the Hourglass Stick foundation, and I do just use the lightest layer known to man. So one of the things that I have been asked about the most is my move. Moved out to LA in April. Everyone's like asking me how it's going, like for advice on moving and all of this stuff that I just don't even like really know the answers to yet. It was quite the adjustment. I went through a lot of guilt leaving my hometown, mainly because we have a little boy, so I felt like I was abandoning my family and like stealing him from everyone. Not stealing him, taking him away from everyone and like depriving them of like memories with him and stuff like that. So that was very hard the first few weeks we lived here. Like I went through a little bit of a depression, I think. Like I wasn't eating as much, I wasn't sleeping as much. It was quite the time. And then I had some things happen business-wise, and everyone always asks if this had to do with M Cosmetics. Never. It would never have to do with M. They were great to me. It's stuff I can't really elaborate on though, but it's worked out. Things kind of rebalanced. So that was like all within my first few weeks of moving here. So I was just like, I for a long time felt like I had made the worst decision, because it's like shit hit the fan as soon as I moved, and I'm usually someone who has everything in control. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, but I feel like I'm finally getting my bearings. We don't have any family here, and when I moved, me and Jess, Jakissa, were pretty close already, or before I moved, but once I moved here, we became like pretty inseparable, and her husband are like family to us out here, and it's like a mutual thing. Like I know if I ever need anything, I can just like call on them and vice versa. So I think that honestly helped me adjust so much. Like I couldn't have imagined moving and truly not knowing anyone. I think it would have made the adjustment that much harder, but having her has made things so much easier. She is an angel. I'm just going to be using some of this Nude Sticks concealer pencil. I'm in the shade Light 2, and I just spot conceal and also dash it under the eyes. But speaking of Jess, I've had a lot of questions about this as well, and I've kept it pretty quiet except for like where just like the core of you guys are. Kind of elaborated on it there, but we are working on a makeup line together. This is not something that is going to launch anytime soon, truly like over a year from now or more, I'd imagine. We're not going to be doing it like from an influencer marketing standpoint. We both had wanted to create something from the ground up that was like its own entity, that wasn't really tied to what we do now, because we want our line to be like our next step, because it's something we both wanted and it just came up so naturally. We were like, should we do this together? And then we just decided to. In the last few weeks, things have really gotten rolling though. It's been really surreal because it just like happened. It just started happening. We were like, okay, we're really doing this thing. But we're very, very blessed to be working with like some of the most amazing people, people I look up to. So it's just really quite the experience. So I'm going to take you guys along for that, and I'm sure she will as well. Right now, we can't really elaborate on like what exactly we're doing at all, but I do think that we're both on the same page in that we want to get this bitch into Sephora. This is not just going to be like a little project. This is going to be like the big thing. And there's so much that goes into it that I just truly did not realize, and we're so lucky to be having one of the coolest people I know helping us, like just such an honor, which I will share with you as soon as we're allowed to, guiding us and giving us like insider info and just things we would have never truly considered. And we've had a lot of other brands doing the same thing, and it's just like, honestly, like we were both like This is so crazy. Like, for me personally, I was almost like, I don't deserve this. Like, it was just like the craziest thing. Like, it makes me almost emotional to talk about, but we truly are so lucky. I just used the back of my brush. We're truly so lucky in that regard, because I know so many people working on lines right now, and they just are kind of doing it all on their own, and there's just so many things you have to consider. So to have someone there to be like, oh no, watch out for this, oh no, make sure you include this, is truly just like, I'm so thankful for that. And while we won't really, I don't think we'll really be using ourselves to like promote and draw a lot of attention to the brand, we want it to speak for itself, like I said, be something that's its own thing. I still am going to make you guys a huge part of it, as well as Jess. I know she is on that same wavelength. So honestly, suggestions you guys have, things that you want created that you haven't seen yet, we are so here for that. You are our sounding board in that regard, and we really want to make things that you guys want to use that you maybe haven't used yet. I'm going to set all of that with some Glossier Wowder. And on top of that, I may also be working on another creative project that just came up out of nowhere. That is also in the super early stages. So yeah, just everything's happening at once, and it's kind of making me feel like, okay, well, now I see why this happened, now I see why I had that struggle, because then if that wouldn't have happened, all these good things wouldn't be happening. So that feeling is really unique. I never thought that I would feel that. Like, I hear people saying all the time, but theirs is more in terms of like monetary things, like, oh my god, I never thought I'd drive this car or whatever, but I never thought like I would really be getting like all of these cool opportunities in regards to my career. So to have that happen and to have it like all play out full circle, like it's literally like a book, like the way things have happened. So weird. Like, I hope it's something that everyone working toward a goal gets to experience, because it's very affirming. And I finally feel like I have some roots going down, some stability happening. Have you noticed my really cool braid yet? My hair is wet, and now that it's a lob, it's curly underneath, like full-on ringlets, and pinned straight on top like I'm 4 years old again, so I have to braid it to get it look somewhat normal. All right, I'm gonna do my brows real quick. I've been using the ColourPop brow pencil and clear brow gel. My brow pencil is in the shade light brown. I don't know about you, but I cannot talk and do brows, so enjoy. I really like this brow pencil because it's not so pigmented. I usually cannot use a lot of brow products because my actual hairs are like thick, the actual individual hairs, so it just looks weird. Like, it doesn't fade into my brows like it does for everyone else. It looks like I have my brows that are like so bold, they're their own shape, and then like I attempted to pencil them in, but with the ColourPop pencils, they're not so pigmented to where they do that. Like, a lesser pigmented one really is working out well, which I would have never thought, so really been obsessed with these. Another fun fact about these ColourPop brow products is that their brow gel is like an exact dupe for the Glossier Boy Brow, the clear one. Literally identical. I'm gonna bronze up a bit and use the Nudestix Nudies All Over Face color in the shade Bondi Bay. Taylor of Nudestix, one of their founders, actually sent me this, and I know it's her favorite, and now it's my favorite. I love using it. It's like the perfect terracotta orange. It's just the best. Another thing that I get asked a lot, this is turning into like a Q&A, but this is really shallow, it's nothing deep, is like what it's like working and living out here. And I get asked a lot like what other people in the beauty industry are like, and like questions like that I will never be specific about. Like, I will never be like, oh, this person's like this. Like, that's just not me. But I will say, like, what I've noticed out here in terms of like everyone says everyone's fake or whatever, I didn't know what that meant until I moved here, and I have learned that it means that people are your friend when it looks good for them, and it's just like that, like, fucked me up a little bit. I was like, whoa, like, these are people who are not like 17, 18 acting this way, which I feel like in high school people acted like that all the time. That's just how kids act. And out here, it's like people in their mid-20s acting that way. So that's something that I personally have not been able to adjust to, and because of that, I feel like I've just been avoiding a lot of beauty events because it's too like irritating to deal with. Like, I can't imagine living my life that way and like being like that as a person, like genuinely, and that has been really hard to adjust to. I mean, to each their own, though. I'm sure some people do it as like a defense thing or just to keep a wall up or whatever, but I don't know if it's like a southern thing or what, but like we're friendly to everyone down there, and here it is just not that way. But I can tell like you click with people who are similar to you, and luckily there have been so many people who are genuinely nice, who aren't like skeptical of you, like just trying to talk to them because they're so famous or whatever in the beauty industry. There are people that are genuinely like, you know, if someone's doing that, I don't care, I'd rather try to make a friendship. So, I don't know. It's been a weird adjustment. The one example I can think of to describe what I'm talking about is that there's this person who every time I see them at an event introduces themselves to me, and this is at least the 5th time this has happened. I've also like had conversations with this person at like event dinners through mutual friends, and it's just, that's what I'm talking about. It's like a fake niceness, or like I'm too good to know who you are, which is so bizarre to me because it's not that serious. Like, it's just so odd to me, and I don't think that's what I will ever get used to. I think that's what people meant when they warned me of like the fakeness. It wasn't like fake in like a plastic surgery sense or like a wealth type of just fake outer sense. It was like fake genuineness, fake kindness, and that I feel is something that like no. I cannot adjust to that. Moving on, I'm gonna go with a little bit of blush. This is a Nude Sticks Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balm in the shade Rebel. I'm gonna be using the same brush because I'm lazy, just drawing it on here, dotting it on the cheeks. Anyway, in regards to kind of feeling depressed when we first moved, when I shared that, I got a lot of disappointing feedback from people that I just didn't understand, which if you keep up with me on other aspects of social media, you'll remember what I'm referring to. I basically just elaborated as to why I had been like not around as much. I wasn't like a mess, I wasn't sobbing or anything, and I had quite a few people saying like, you're having a mental breakdown and it's not cute, and I was like, excuse me? First of all, mental breakdowns are things that people have, and I'm sure would love not to have. I was not in particular having that happen to me. I was going through a difficult time in my life that I wanted to share with you guys just to try to relate to someone, and I'm sure it's nice to have someone that you keep up with, maybe going through something you're going through, and you can relate to that and not feel as alone. That's merely what I was doing, and just the feedback I got from some people really made me just honestly want to come on here and speak to like my main chunk of you guys and tell you that like it is not embarrassing or weird to feel sad, to feel depressed, to feel like you don't know where you're going in life, like to feel like you're failing, to feel like you made a mistake. Like, I felt like I had made a mistake moving out here, and like I was like, what did I do? Like, did I make the best choice for my family? That's normal. Depression's normal. It's not weird, and I just don't understand the internet culture of shaming that. The reason that so many people end up ending their life over depression and stuff like that is because people shame it and make them feel bad for feeling that way when they can't control that they feel that way in the first place. I'm going to be taking a little bit of Nikki's Glow Goals with Ofra and just dusting this everywhere.
But anyway, I've had an easy life as an adult, but like most people, I've gone through so much shit in my whole life. So just to hear those things being said as if like I wasn't allowed to suddenly be depressed or be sad or share my struggle, I was just like, if that's being said to me, I just don't even understand like what someone in a worse situation could be hearing and like being so discouraged by hearing those things. So I just felt like it was important for me to just tell you that it's okay if things get derailed, no matter where you are in life, no matter if things are already super derailed, just keep pushing through. Truly, I feel like when things go wrong, it's because like the arrow is being pulled back to shoot you towards something better. That's what I always remind myself of. So if you're going through something similar or worse, just know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. For mascara, I'm going to be using a little bit of Too Faced Better Than Sex. Dually though, there are so many of you, so many of you who are so supportive and so encouraging, and it gives me so much hope because a lot of you guys are quite a bit younger than me, and I just feel like you're just such good people. Like, it's something I want to see others continue to do, not toward me, toward everyone. I feel like there's such a cynicism with people. Everyone's so cynical and so like just judgmental and quick to make assumptions of everyone, and I just feel like the fact that there are so many of you who are so much younger who are just so supportive and kind and concerned with things other than just people, but like world issues and things like that, it just gives me a lot of hope. All right, anyway, back to the makeup. I just do like a light layer of mascara during the day to like lift the eyes up. Also do a light layer of blush, heavy layer of illuminator, because who would I be without glossy goodness? I am going to Home Depot to buy some new lighting reflectors. I use styrofoam, you know, I'm just like at a Beyonce level of video production. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy with the lips. I'm going to be going in with this Sonia Kashuk Velvet Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Pinky Nude 09. On a more positive note, I do also want to discuss like getting started in the beauty industry, because I don't think I get asked anything else more than that. Honestly, it can still be done. I know everyone's like, oh, it's so overcrowded, it's so whatever, but look at all these people who just pop up and are so successful. That could definitely be you. If you know like exactly what you want out of this career, what you want to do, what sets you apart, there's no reason that that could not be you. I feel like there will always be room for better people, to be super blunt. And I'm not talking about better in terms of talent necessarily, but just good, normal people. So yeah, I say if you want to do it, please, I welcome you. Okay, so that's the end of this Get Ready With Me. This is like my absolute go-to look. Sometimes if I'm not going to Home Depot, I will use an eyeshadow. I usually would just use one color though. Like, I don't ever get too involved unless I'm going out at night, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope that anything I said resonated with you, even just a little bit. I know it's just me like word vomiting over here, but I don't know. I never do these things, and I feel like I really want to get to know you guys as well as have you guys get to know me. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything in the future that you would like me to touch on in these types of videos, because I would love to, you know, get more involved in those discussions. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and we will talk in my next video.